Bluetooth, pairing, Bluetooth, connected.
Wow, that was fast. When your phone can connect to a giant Bluetooth speaker, your life is in check. Maybe I should start fixing my hair before I actually sit down to film. Alex, do you ever think of that? No. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know what to do with that. So today's video is going to be a little interesting, as if they aren't every week. I've been doing a lot of thinking lately about the world that's going to come in the next 10 years and how my life is going to change. And how all these situations that are coming my way, how exactly am I going to handle every single one? Well, I have all the answers. Clearly, no. You don't have all the answers when you're not even 2 decades or a drinking age year old. But basically, I've been thinking way too much lately about the situations that I'm gonna be in as an adult and how I'm gonna handle each of those situations. Am I gonna be mature about it? Am I gonna be immature about it? Am I going to be like, here's the problem, here's how we're gonna handle it, and here's going to be the solution. And it's all gonna be happy dandy, smuggy, like cliche end of movie kind of moment. That's what I want to do. Or am I gonna be like, fuck this shit, I'm out? How many times in my life do I say, I can't adult today? Ever since I turned 18, there are so many days in my life that I'm like, I don't think I really want to handle this, but I'm going to anyway because I need to. Because there are things that you want and you need as an adult, aka pros and cons of growing up. And I started thinking a lot about them actually a few hours ago. So I believe there are 5 pros and 5 cons to growing up. And coincidentally, both of the 5 items list, how do I say that? I don't know. I made a list, basically, it's on my phone right here, about, oh my god, I just totally dropped it. I was trying to be smooth and it didn't work. The 5 pros and cons of growing up. And what's funny about this list is that all the pros are just like the cons, as in they're like the same ones. I guess it'll make more sense when I get into the video. The first pro to growing up, you're legal. You can drink, you can vote, you are more than capable of being in charge of something. Like once you're an adult, and you're grown up, there's no doubt that you are perfectly capable of doing legal matters. Now the con to that is that you're perfectly capable of doing something illegal, possibly, and having to pay the consequences and going to jail. You have a stupid night, whatever. You're gonna have to handle the legal matters once you are an adult. The second pro to growing up, being an adult, I don't know how I'm going to phrase this, responsibility. Some people really like responsibility. They like being in charge because they can just handle it. I'm one of those people. I really like being trusted and having that responsibility of just like people just depending on you. However, when you're an adult, you are just kind of expected to know what's the right thing to do. I guess I wrote down responsibility because it's like one of the simplest ways to describe the pro to having responsibility is driving. Like when you're an adult, you're probably driving to your job or you're driving your kids to their soccer practice and stuff. People are definitely like trusting you with that responsibility that if you're like carpooling, like other parents are probably trusting you to like not kill their children or be stupid and text and drive. So that's like a really cool thing. Once you're an adult, you have a lot more responsibility. But that is also a con. There are some points in your life where you just cannot take all the responsibility that is, oh my god, what's my hair doing? You just can't take all the responsibility that's thrown your way. And that's okay, but it's still a con, and it's a part of growing up, so we're gonna have to get used to it. The third pro to growing up, being an adult. You're an example. You've had enough life experience. Maybe, just maybe, you could actually be developing the future. I mean, if you think about it, the person you are right now is going to depend on how the people that are going to take care of you take care of you. How you respect people and how you treat them with kindness and gratitude and honesty, that's going to be a big part of how the upcoming generation is going to run the nation and even take care of you in your senior homes. You don't want some snotty little brat taking care of you and making sure that your BiPAP machine is working. You don't want to have some sassy, possibly mean degenerate working for your senior home and possibly like thinking that it's funny to unplug your heart machine. Like that's not cool. That's a bit of a stretch, actually. I'm gonna come up with a new example. So being an example, it's in the title. You're setting an example for the future of the people, the world. Do you really want to be like this mean, lazy person? No, you want to be motivated and willing to be there for people. Just be kind. When you're the example, it really sucks that you screw up. You screw up and people almost look at you like you're an adult. You should have known better than that. But they talk to you as if you're the kid because it's the kids who screw up and get forgiven very easily. Probably because they don't have to deal with legal matters. But we're still expected to be the example. No matter how bad we screw up, we have to be the one to clean up our own mess. We have husbands and wives and partners and business associates and maybe even therapists to help us make the right decision. But the biggest con to growing up and being an example is that there's a lot of other examples that exist in adults, and you're not the only one. That's something that we all have to deal with. Okay, no text messages. We're doing good. We're doing well so far. Hey, look at that. I got a Snapchat. The next pro to growing up, kids. You get to have children. You have actually figured out how to have a balance in your life, to have a roommate, a partner, and a job, and a really, really good lifestyle with some good habits. And now you get to raise a miniature version of yourself. I think that's so cool. You get to have like a little mini person. 50% of that person is you and someone else. And if it's not you and someone else, at least you maybe you get to adopt if you're not able to have children. Okay. I mean, the whole reason to grow up is to almost raise a whole new generation, right? You've had enough life experience that you get to teach to someone else. And that goes hand in hand with being an example. You know what I mean? That's a con too. You have kids. Plural. You have kids. You have a whole new set of responsibility. Taking care of a kid is like a full-time job. So not only do you have a job and a roommate and a lifestyle, but you need to provide a lifestyle and living environment and other stuff to a whole other person that knows nothing about anything. They only know how to drool, poop, and cry. That's what they know how to do. And also, you spent so much time with adults and people that can form sentences and actually go to the bathroom, and now you have to start all over and you don't have any training at all. So what do I do with that? I'm raising a whole other me. And I bet you're just looking at this miniature version of yourself and you're like, was I this much trouble? Was I this loud? My mother will probably call me and say, Alex, you were definitely this loud even as a child. And I'm gonna be like, that makes me feel so great about myself. Thanks, Mom. So yeah, having kids, it's like that. And then the last pro to growing up, being an adult. Money. You got money. You have multiple ways of just pleasing yourself, whether it's with food and shopping and online surprises and stuff like that. You can buy whatever online movie site that you want. You have a lot more opportunities for money. There's no reason that you should not be taking advantage of the fact that you have money. You have money. But that's also a big con too. The biggest and most suckiest part probably about growing up is dealing with money. Insurance, gas, taxes, gas, electricity, heat. What if you get a drain leak? Plumbing, that's another thing. Things that you need to have taken care of around your house. Yeah, when you're from that early job range, 16 to 18, when you're just spending money on food and clothes probably. No, the biggest and suckiest part about growing up, you gotta pay money for like everything in your life, between your car, your house, your bills, your kids. You like have to take care of all those money problems. And oh man, it's gonna be so fun. So yeah, those are the 5 pros and cons to growing up and being an adult. Because it's so fun and so worth it. So yeah, in conclusion, growing up, it's gonna happen. We have no choice. The time keeps ticking and the planets keep turning and we keep on growing and stuff. It happens, okay? We do have a choice in our character and our attitude and our choices and stuff. So, you know, if you're gonna be an adult, but try to like make the best of it. That's the best and only advice I can give about growing up. It's frankly, I'm not 19 yet. Oh my god, I'll be 19 in 2 weeks. That's weird. I always forget about that. Growing up is gonna happen. There's no way to slow it down. But when you realize that it happens, it hits you like a truck that was full of bricks, 90 miles an hour, on Route 66, on its way to the ocean. Just like that scene in Despicable Me 2. Yep, that's the analogy picture I'm painting. That's it. That's the one I choose. You're welcome. So yeah, I'm going to put my links for my social media accounts in the description below. Be sure to give this video a like and feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'll post a video next week. I wonder what time it is. Didn't even have to look at a clock because it's time for food. And whoosh. Oh, ow. Bye!